Shalom, welcome back. This is the beginning of a new deep dive special edition series. We have just completed the Idra Rabba, the Greater Assembly. We walked through the threshing floor. We followed Rabbi Shimon and the companions into the anatomy of Atika Kadisha, Zer Anpin, Nukva, Adam, Cain and Abel, Seth, the Nephilim, and the final passing of the three friends. That series ended with Rabbi Shimon being called Shabbat, a living rest, a holy center, a soul so established in the light that the whole house around him became a sanctuary. Now we continue into the natural sequel, the Idra Zuta, the Lesser Assembly. And I want to say this clearly from the beginning. Lesser does not mean weaker. Lesser does not mean unimportant. It is called smaller because the gathering is smaller, the text is shorter, and the revelation is more compressed. But in terms of spiritual intensity, Idra Zuta may be even more intimate than Idra Rabba. Idra Rabba was the great public revelation on the threshing floor. Idra Zuta is the final private revelation on the day Rabbi Shimon leaves the world. This is not just another teaching session. This is the deathbed transmission of Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. The Zohar opens by telling us that on the day Rabbi Shimon wanted to depart from the world, he began arranging his affairs. The friends gathered in his house. Rabbi Elazar, his son, was there. Rabbi Aba was there. Other companions were there. And the house was full. It matters. The house was full. In Idra Rabba, the setting was outside, in the field, on the threshing floor, open sky, trees, a sacred outdoor chamber. But here, everything is inside the house, inside the final day, inside the heart of Rabbi Shimon. The revelation is no longer spread outward into the field. It is gathered inward into the room. And Rabbi Shimon lifts his eyes and sees that the house is full. Then he weeps. Why does he weep? Because he remembers another time when he was sick and Rabbi Pinhas ben Yair was with him. He remembers that after he returned from that illness, a fire surrounded him, and that fire never stopped. Nobody could enter his house except by permission. That fire was not ordinary fire. It was a boundary, a protection, a sign that Rabbi Shimon was already living in a different spiritual atmosphere. But now he sees something different. The fire has stopped. The house is full. And that is the first signal that the final moment has arrived. The boundary is changing. The world is being allowed to come close because Rabbi Shimon is preparing to leave the world. Then the Zohar says Rabbi Shimon opens his eyes and sees what he sees. It does not explain fully what he sees. It just says he sees what he sees. That is very Zoharic. Sometimes the text does not name the vision because naming it would lower it. It lets the silence carry the weight. And then the fire returns. A fire encircles the house. At that moment, everybody leaves except Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Aba. The others remain outside. So now the house has become a sealed chamber. Not everyone can stay inside the fire. Not everyone can stand inside the final disclosure. The revelation is being narrowed. The circle is tightening. Rabbi Shimon then tells Rabbi Elazar to go and check whether Rabbi Yitzchak is there, because Rabbi Shimon says he was a guarantor for him. That is a very tender detail. Even on the day of his departure, Rabbi Shimon is thinking about another soul. He is not only arranging teachings, he is arranging people. He is arranging responsibilities. He is making sure that the one for whom he is spiritually responsible is brought close before the gate closes. And he tells Rabbi Yitzchak to settle his affairs and sit beside him. This is the mood of Idra Zuta. Everything is final, but everything is joyful. Everything is serious, but everything is full of love. Rabbi Shimon rises, sits down, smiles, and rejoices. That combination is powerful. He weeps, and then he rejoices. He feels the weight of departure, but he also feels the sweetness of completion. This is not ordinary death. This is a Tzaddik finishing his mission. Then Rabbi Shimon asks, "Where are the friends?" Rabbi Elazar brings them in, and Rabbi Shimon raises his hands and prays. Then he says that the friends who were present in the Idra Rabba should come here. So Idra Zuta is directly connected to Idra Rabba. It is not a separate event. It is the completion of that event. The first assembly opened the secrets. This final assembly seals them. The one who remain are Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Aba, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yossi, and Rabbi Kia, and then Rabbi Yitzchak enters. Rabbi Aba sits behind Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Elazar sits before him. And this arrangement is not random. Rabbi Aba will write. Rabbi Elazar will receive orally. The other friends will speak in their hearts. This is a complete transmission structure. Rabbi Aba is the scribe. He becomes the vessel of written memory. Rabbi Elazar is the son, the living continuation, the one who receives face to face. And the other companions become the inner witnesses. They do not all speak aloud. They hold the words in their hearts. That matters. In Idra Rabba, many companions spoke. Each one revealed according to his level. In Idra Zuta, Rabbi Shimon says, "Now I will speak alone, and everyone will listen. Upper beings and lower beings." So the authority shifts. The earlier assembly was shared revelation. This one is final testimony. Rabbi Shimon himself becomes the mouth of the mystery. Then he says one of the most important lines in the opening of Idra Zuta. He says, "Now is the time of goodwill. Now is the hour of desire. And I want to enter the world to come without shame." That sentence is very deep. Rabbi Shimon is not afraid like an ordinary man might be afraid. He is not afraid because he wasted his life. He is not afraid because he has nothing to show. He is Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. But even Rabbi Shimon wants to enter without shame, meaning he does not want to leave any holy word unspoken. He does not want to carry sealed light back upward if that light was meant to be planted below. So he says, "There are holy matters that I have not revealed until now. They have been hidden in my heart. And now I want to reveal them before the Shekinah." That is the heart of part 1. The Idra Zuta begins with hidden matters inside the heart. Not in a book, not in a school, not even in the mouth yet. In the heart. Rabbi Shimon has carried these secrets silently. And now, because the Shekinah is present, because the hour of favor has opened, because the final gate is near, he can finally release them. This gives us a completely different picture of wisdom. Some knowledge is learned and repeated. Some knowledge is studied and explained. But some knowledge is carried. It sits inside the heart for years. It matures in silence. It waits for the right moment, the right people, the right atmosphere, the right permission from above. Rabbi Shimon is not revealing because he wants attention. He is revealing because the time has ripened. Then he arranges the transmission. Rabbi Aba will write. Rabbi Elazar will speak or receive orally. The friends will whisper in their hearts. This is how mystical knowledge survives. It needs writing. It needs oral transmission. And it needs inner heart reception. If you only write it, it becomes dry. If you only speak it, it can disappear. If you only feel it, it can become vague. But when writing, speech, and heart are aligned, the teaching becomes a living vessel. Then Rabbi Shimon wraps himself in his garment and sits. That image is simple, but it is also deeply symbolic. Wrapping himself means he is entering a state of sanctified speech, like a prayer leader wrapped in a talit, like a prophet entering the mantle. The garment becomes a boundary around the body, and the body becomes a vessel for the final words. And he opens with a verse from Psalms. The dead cannot praise Yah, and those who go down into silence. On the surface, that sounds strange. Rabbi Shimon is about to leave the world, and he begins by speaking about the dead not praising God. But his point is not merely physical death. He says the dead are those who are called dead spiritually. The Holy One is called living, and he dwells among those who are called living, meaning the righteous. The wicked are called dead even while they are physically alive. But the righteous are called living even when they are preparing to depart from the body. So Rabbi Shimon is teaching us how to understand his own departure. Do not think this is death in the ordinary sense. Do not think the tzaddik disappears. Do not think the body living means the praise stops. The righteous are alive because they are attached to the living one. This is the foundation of Idra Zuta. Life is not measured only by breath. Life is measured by attachment. A person can breathe and still be spiritually dead. And a tzaddik can leave the body and still be more alive than before, because his bond with the source is not broken by physical departure. Rabbi Shimon then contrasts this moment with the Idra Rabba. He says how different this hour is from the earlier Idra. There, the Holy One came with his chariots. Here, the Holy One comes with the righteous of the Garden of Eden. That is a stunning difference. In Idra Rabba, the atmosphere was cosmic power, chariots, structure, revelation, danger. In Idra Zuta, the atmosphere is intimacy. The righteous come from Gan Eden. Rabbi Hamnuna Saba appears with 70 righteous souls, shining with the radiance of Atika Kadisha. Rabbi Pinhas ben Yair is present. The invisible community of the righteous gathers around Rabbi Shimon's final teaching. This is why the friends tremble. They are not just sitting in a room anymore. They are sitting at the meeting point between this world and the world to come. The living companions are there. The departed righteous are there. The Shekinah is there. The fire is there. And Rabbi Shimon is about to speak words that even he had kept hidden until this moment. Then he opens with the verse from Song of Songs. I am my beloved's, and his desire is toward me. This is not casual poetry. This is Rabbi Shimon describing his entire life. He says that all the days he was bound to this world. He was attached with one bond to the Holy One. And now, at the end, the desire of the beloved is turned toward him. That is the spiritual meaning of his departure. Death for Rabbi Shimon is not rejection. It is not abandonment. It is not failure. It is the beloved calling him home. And that is why this opening chapter is so important. Before Idra Zuta teaches us the highest mysteries of Atika Kadisha again, before it compresses the whole divine anatomy into final form, it first teaches us how to stand before departure. Not with panic, not with denial, not with spiritual carelessness, but with order, fire, prayer, companionship, riding, heart, and attachment. Rabbi Shimon orders his house. He gathers the right souls. He protects the chamber with fire. He appoints the writer. He places his son. He honors the friends. He recognizes the righteous above. He wraps himself. He begins with life. That is the doorway into Idra Zuta. The final revelation does not begin with complexity. It begins with readiness. It begins with a soul that can say, I have been attached to the Holy One all my days, and now His desire is toward me. So, as we begin this series, feel the shift. Idra Rabba was the great assembly of revelation. Idra Zuta is the intimate assembly of completion. Idra Rabba was the threshing floor. Idra Zuta is the house of fire. Idra Rabba was many voices revealing. Idra Zuta is Rabbi Shimon alone, speaking while upper and lower beings listen. And if we enter it properly, we do not just learn about Rabbi Shimon's final day. We learn how a soul completes its mission. We learn how hidden wisdom becomes transmission. We learn how the righteous remain alive. We learn how the final hour can become the greatest hour of light. Thank you for being here. Shalom.